What's that?
That's eye judgment. You wanna play?
I was born ready.
We're gonna play again. We're the eye toys.
What's up, man?
Got a camera?
Yeah.
What's this? Alright,
What's up,
we
man?
need to get a XLR and a mic.
You know, I
gotta-
just forgot. We're supposed to be getting ready for TGS. I gotta get the gear ready. I can't. I'm not gonna be able to play right now. Hold this for a sec. Hold on. Yeah, cool. Thanks, man. To you, I bequeath the cool keys.
No way.
You are knighted. What are girls when they're knighted?
They're knighted.
You are knighted with the cool keys power of awesomeness. Rock
Thank you.
is in your hands.
I shall rock hardcore tasty app.
All right, I'm coming. So anyway, good luck finding someone to play with, I guess.
I don't wanna go to work today. Wanna stay home and play all my video games on the One Up Show. You know you'll be a star on the One Up Show. You already are. Every day, this life's a holiday. One up, 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 one up on the One Up Show. One up, 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 one up on the One Up Show.
Here comes. And I have you possessed.
It's not fair.
And you are dead. You're dead. I'm the winner, you're the loser.
I was just about to beguile you with fog.
That wouldn't have helped you any.
Let's
Baby.
play Call of Duty.
Duty. He's a dude.
He's a dude.
As a dude.
Let's do this, Marines. Team deathmatch. We're taking the lead.
It's the shit.
It's the shit.
Get it, duty? Shit.
Duty.
But yeah, I've been playing it a lot ever since the beta came out. And then I hit the level cap of 11 and stopped because it would not let me progress anymore, and they raised the cap recently to 16, which I've now achieved.
You know, I had the beta invite from the get-go, but, you know, with everything else going on, Bioshock, what have you, I didn't get it really started into it, and I just started last weekend. And it's not noob-friendly.
Our UAV is online. Our UAV is online.
Everybody's level 16.
Right.
Everybody's level 14 or higher.
And it tries to do matchmaking, but you're
The-
still stuck with people who are like it.
There are no level 2s.
Yeah.
There are no level 4s.
I was intimidated by it at the beginning too, but I leveled up pretty quickly.
But it's interesting that, like, the further along you go, the cooler shit you unlock.
Yeah.
So, like, the people who are really good at it also have the fucking kick-ass weapons.
Yeah. It's weird because, I mean, they've earned it, definitely, right? You've spent the time, you've invested, so you get more stuff, except that makes you already that much more able to kill the noobs all the time.
Right.
I mean, it's an MMO dynamic, which totally is great, but in most MMOs, you're not using that. You don't have that all that great skill to then use against people who have just joined the game for the first time.
My hope is that, like, when it's released to the general public, you will have a seeding system or matchmaking system that is a
Yeah.
bit more balanced and a bit more fair. I really can't get over how good it looks.
Yeah.
I mean, and you've got a lot going on the screen. We were playing in like you know, 8v8 games. And I mean, other than the occasional lag, which every game is going to suffer here and there, like it just
Now
worked
for a beta,
beautifully.
this thing
For a
was
beta,
pretty
yeah.
smooth.
Yeah. God, this game is beautiful.
It moves so smoothly. It's so fluidly. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
How about the leaves? Are
Yeah.
those a trip?
Yeah.
The leaves
Yeah.
are really kind of...
Especially in that, I forget the name of it, but the French countryside. Like,
yeah.
There would be times where, like, I'm looking for a sniper through the tall grass, and it's like a leaf will come up, and I would shoot at it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa! Oh.
Yeah, it's disturbing that way. And I've almost never seen a game where the environment can affect you that way. It really kind of achieves that effect. What the hell was that?
Yeah, yeah.
My favorite
You must have a
levels.
sweet sound system at home.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's nice.
Actually, I just have my wife just dropping leaves. Key moments, I tell her.
That's an 8.1.
In the
It's funny because my first initial impression was, what's the big deal about this game? I mean, I felt a little bit PC snobbish because I played other multiplayer shooters like Battlefield, but it is also that those first few levels, you really are, it is semi-generic. I mean, first of all, you're getting killed all the time because you're a noob and you don't know the map. But also you just have like the 4 classes, the standard guns or whatever, but the leveling is so cool in this game, that ability to create a custom class, first of
Yeah.
all.
That's my favorite part of it.
Which I can't think of another game that really does that. That allows you this degree of customization where you're modding the weapons themselves.
That's really important too. Like the first major upgrade I think everyone should get is the red dot
Yeah.
laser, because that helps so much.
Airstrike standing by. Enemy UAV is airborne. Friendly airstrike on the way.
it's like achievements inside achievements.
Yeah.
And it's achievements with like tangible rewards, where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, if I can get this many kills with the MP4, then I can get the, you know.
It's the carrot and stick. You're
Yeah,
always
and
just
it's
always just
a
in
little
front.
bit further, and
Right.
it shows you your progress right there
Right.
with the bar. So you're not just thinking about the numbers. It's like right there. Oh, I'm only this far, you know.
I'll tell you that what hasn't improved though is the Xbox Live community experience. It doesn't matter how good the game
Yeah.
is, you're still stuck with the same idiots on Xbox Live.
Yeah, and I didn't notice a way to mute people other than take out my headset. You were there last night.
Yeah.
I was joking about, like, I get the same question every game. Cookie, you a girl?
You girl.
And I say yes, and they go, no, you're not. Faggot.
Yeah.
Like that, I swear to God,
Sorry
I
about
think
that.
it's the same.
I can't help it.
Every time, you know I'm a
it
girl.
was funny once.
In deathmatch, I don't. This is, you know, something that maybe they can fix with the beta, is that there was more than any other online game I've played recently. I would occasionally spawn right into a guy firing and killing me.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, okay, there was just nothing I could have done. And
I
there were
would spawn
times,
into ongoing airstrikes.
right?
Where I
Like,
couldn't do anything.
it's like
Nice. Yeah.
you spawn and die.
Yeah.
And there were a couple times where I watched a guy spawn right in front of me and just shot him. And I'm like, wow, that guy didn't
Well, you
have
don't
a fucking
complain.
chance.
That's-
No, I'm
yeah,
like,
no,
this
that's-
is a good game.
That's a free frag. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, good game.
I do like spawning close to firefights that I've just died in, so I can kind of get right back into it.
Yeah, and with the death cam,
Yeah.
like you're like,
Kill
oh, I
cam's
know
like,
where
oh,
he
yeah.
is.
Get you.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna,
Yeah.
and then you're telling all your buddies like, oh, he's over by the
Yeah,
that
great. It's
propane
great
tank.
for finding the snipers. Yeah, the death cam.
And
Yeah.
it makes people move around. You know, like, oh, I just shot that guy. He can see
You
me
can see
right
on the
now.
death cam. Actually.
Although it's interesting, like what variations we'll see on teabagging because of that, because you know they're watching you.
Yeah, the death cam I'd find a little bit humiliating. Sometimes if I know I've died in a lame way, I have to just press the button by it because I don't want to see it happen again.
But I'm glad it gives me the option. It doesn't force me to watch,
You're not forced
like
to
watch myself get knifed again.
Yeah, so times when I'm like jumping up into a straight wall, you know, or just like turning in circles, and the guy's just like, okay, bam. I don't need to see that again.
There also are times where like I've died and like I know like it's like gun to gun.
Yeah.
And I'm shooting at the guy and I'm like, and then it shows in the death
That's
cam
my-
and I'm like
that-
shooting up
That's
here.
my biggest pet peeve.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They need to fix that. Or I would be unloading half a clip into a guy, and on the kill cam it would show me like not even getting a shot off. I'm like,
Right.
that's not right.
What? Yeah.
It's cheating.
That's
It
cheating.
is.
Yeah.
Just proves me right.
It's a cheat.
Games are out to get me. Like
Technology
this
hates
freaking
you.
card game.
No, that was my skill against your lack of
That was my
skill.
card. The next one. Ice
That
guard.
wouldn't have helped you.
My day, we just had, you know, boards and cards.
Your day.
Played by Canvas.
My day, we wore onions on our belts. No, we never
We still do.
with electricity.
Target down! Tango down!
UAV recon standing by. Friendly airstrike on the way. Our UAV is online.
Draw card. Begin duel. Attack.
I will not give up!
That's the eye of judgment.
I know it's very judging.
Is your mind blown?
Give me your
Is
best
your third eye open?
Ah. So at first, you know, being like a CCG purist, I'm like, I don't know about this gimmicky peripheral thing. You know, the point of playing Magic or playing other CCGs is sort of like the portability of it. You can play on a playground, and you know, another aspect is the imagination. You can sort of like make up your own stories in your head. But I gotta say, there's this weird like hologram chess from Star Wars and wizard chess Harry Potter thing going on, and it's actually
Battle chess.
kind of interesting. It's pretty fun, you know, a cool hybrid mix of CCG, the iToy, like, and a pretty deep strategy game.
I don't know about the depth. I guess that's the part where I'm kind of like on the fence still, because I am a big CCG fan. With Magic, you have these choices when you're building your decks. Like, am I going to build a deck that is mainly about combat and creatures? Am I going to build a deck that's mainly about spellcasting? And there's a depth there, you know, with like, especially Magic. I mean, it's been around for years, so granted it's going to have it. And this is very rock, paper, scissors, the occasional chainsaw.
But at first, I thought the 3x3 square was a compromise, like a thing, sort of like an afterthought, because that's how much it can fit on the screen, or that's how much the wide-angle iToy can pick up. But as I'm playing it, I realize that there is sort of like a tic-tac-toe, like a, I mean, deeper than that. There's like a strategy, like I think it's actually less about the, because like deck right now, from what we've played, it's pretty much luck. Because right now we're just pretty much like dealing with.
Right, the starter deck, even when you face the computer who has a starter deck, it's kind of tough. I end up feeling like, gosh, this computer always gets the right card. And like, whereas when you're playing and you're new, like one of the most common things to do when you're new is put the card down facing the wrong direction. And before you know it, that thing goes around and, oh, I'm facing my own guy. That was dumb of me, you know? And then you gotta pay the mana, the action cost, to turn
rotate
him, rotate it 90 degrees. And that's like a noob mistake, right? You'll stop doing that after the first couple times it really bites you in the ass. But on amateur level, the computer never makes that mistake.
No.
Right? And so it's like, you learn fast playing the computer. So that's a good thing about it. And the computer can have lots of different decks.
Like in the future, they're gonna release like
There's
pack
gonna be
2, pack 3, and pack 4.
What I heard is that they'll have booster packs like every 3 months. They're going to release like new sets, and each pack will have 8 cards. That they're still settling all that. They don't have the price of it, but it'll be comparable to other sets. So you consider like World of Warcraft, the trading card game, you get for about $55 to $65. You can get a whole box.
Yeah.
And that's 24 packs, but each pack has 15 cards.
Instead of 8.
Yeah. I haven't played online yet, but I've talked with, you know, people about online, and you have to register your cards, like your deck. That's what the registering the deck. And so you have to show the iToy your deck, and it puts your deck together. And if you have more than one of a certain card, you have to show them the cards at the same time.
Oh,
So
to prevent
people from cheating, right? And then when you play online, you're not actually playing with your cards. It draws all the cards for you. So you don't have to sit there and wonder, this guy in Wisconsin, is he really, like, did he really draw that card? Yeah, I mean, the computer's taking care of all of it.
That's clever, because I totally cheated when I played against computer.
Mana release. Summon.
All this peripheral stuff is extra. Like, why can't they sell? I mean, I guess people like the tangibility of having cards, but the fact that all of these can be scanned as digital information, and they can sell decks, like, you know, like e-decks over PSN. Like, why don't they just make it all digital?
See, that's what I like about
Like
it.
Metal Gear Acid 2, or, you know, other
Right,
other
like
games.
any other trading card game. Yeah, sure. But I like that. I like the tangibility of it because I do like CCGs. CCGs are, you know, there's this weird barrier to entry where, like, you've got to kind of figure it out on your own.
Especially starting off with Magic. Magic
Right.
is a very easy to get into once you get into, but like
If you have someone showing you.
yeah,
Anybody who hasn't really played CCGs, I think this is an awesome way to introduce them to it. And it's
the gateway drug.
It is. It's a great gateway drug, and it's got enough of the, you know, the super rad, super hardcore music. You know, fans of, you know, shoppers of Hot Topic will love it. You know, it's.
The gods past.
That it introduces people to CCGs, and it would not do that. Metal Gear Acid did not introduce people to CCGs, and there is a lot to collecting cards, and there are cards in Eye of Judgment that are rare, some that are more rare than others, and Wizards of the Coast is partnered with them, so I am hopeful that it will get deeper. That right now, my initial impression that the starter deck is a little weak, you know, and that you're definitely going to need to buy cards, but that's what they want. I mean, that's how they're going to make money.
I think this is a pretty revolutionary, I don't get milestone. I guess a small milestone in terms of CCG and video game, and sort of this combination. But we'll see how. Like, I don't know. I'm sort of not sure if the public will pick up on it because of the hardcore gamers saying, "Oh, this is a gimmick. Like, I have to clean out my desk and then like put this up."
Yeah, I mean, that's
and
the
then-
other thing too. I mean, you don't think about it, but okay, the PlayStation 3 is a pretty big machine, and it's like in your home entertainment center, right? So then this cord, I don't know how long it is. It's like what? What does that look like?
Like
5
5
feet if
feet.
I'm generous.
Yeah.
So you gotta hope that you've got a table that's gonna work within 5 feet. And then you're gonna have a cord kind of stretched across your living room. And if you have a dog or a kid, this doesn't have like a safety release. So, I mean, it's a small thing to bitch about, but I think it's worthy of saying, like, it is a lot to set up. It is a commitment, right?
But then again, it's sort of like, you know, like inviting your friends to come play Guitar Hero. Like, you can invite your friends to play this
But
game.
it's always only 1v1.
Well, yeah.
You can't, like,
I guess have a party.
you can have a friend. But really,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're playing
If you're lucky to
CCGs,
have one friend.
if you're playing CCGs, you probably only have,
You
one,
have one
friend.
friend,
Yeah.
It is almost magical how the iToy reads it. Like,
Today, was the very first time you and I ever had troubles, like, getting it to read. And I don't know what that was about, because I'd had totally flawless games. So, I mean, yeah, I think it's worth it. If you've got a PS3 already, yeah, you end up with the iToy. Who doesn't want another way to be naked on the internet?
Well, shooting pictures of penises and send them to each other, I guess.
That is the true eye of judgment.
That is the true. Ah, gross.
No.
Kane. What? I need you to cover your head.
What did you say?
Just cover your head now!
I feel like a lot of people just haven't seen this game yet. People know the name, and then some people who played Hitman know that it's from the same developer. It got kind of announced around the time that Gears was close to coming out, and when Army of Two was like starting to get a little bit of press, so people know of it as the other co-op game, but we haven't seen the co-op.
On your feet! Move it! Follow! We'll cover you! Follow me! Got it!
Now come out here with your hands up!
Over here, this way!
But after having seen the first level today and getting a feel for what the narrative is sort of going to be about, I think it's interesting because it's more serious than the other two games, or at least that's how it seems to me. In a sort of filmic sort of seriousness, I guess is what I would say.
You talk about Grand Theft Auto being a cop-killing game and all this, but in this game, when you're killing cops, like it's way more serious. Partially with the sound design, you know, but also just with the visuals being less cartoony, you know, and less over the top.
The first thing you said was it's like Heat the Game, and that's what it seems like to me. And maybe it's just because you said that, and now it will never ever come out of my head.
Mr. Kane, get inside now!
The mowing down of police lines, you know, and then breaching through like one level and then making it to another police blockade where you're kind of pushing through, and there's, you know, like I said, it's Heat the Game, you know.
Yeah.
Fuck, I hate heights. I can't believe we're going through it here.
Lynch, the briefcase is there. Redomoto won't even see us before he's dead.
If you say so.
I'm not convinced that the enemy AI is perfect yet, but I am convinced that the mise en scène feels right. You know what I mean? Like when a cop car like breaks into the garage, and then cops get out of it and then like get behind their doors. Like that's really all they need to do to like get the mood across. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem to me that they're like flanking or, you know, moving between spots of cover, but they're taking cover and then letting you shoot them, and then you move to the next area where like a bunch of shit busts into the room. You know, keeps you moving through the space, which is cool. And so far, the environments have been nice. They're realistic again.
Looking at it at first, I was like, oh, this looks so plane, you know, but I just realized I'm really used to the extremely over bump map, the like gray, brown.
I don't think it looks plain. I don't think it looks bad. I've heard Garnet say that it looks like an Xbox One game. And I don't think it looks like an Xbox One game. I think the lighting is good, and like it looks like LA. It looks like sparse outdoor. I'm not saying it looks like all of LA, but it looks like the parts of LA that they're trying to make it look like.
There's just certain things you have to make sacrifices for too. Like people can say it doesn't look that great or whatever, it doesn't look like Gears or something, but in Gears you could only have like what, 8 models on the screen at once.
Yeah.
And on this one there was like times when you'd run out and you'd have like 6 of your guys, and then there'd be like 30 cops or something on the street all firing. So I think, you know, you just make certain sacrifices.
Up the stairs. Now shut up.
I don't know, I think the game has a lot of potential. There's the cover elements to it, which is kind of cool, and then there's you know, just the fact that there will be co-op. I mean, we haven't seen it yet, but that's always a big selling point for me.
I want to know more about this Lynch guy, because I didn't know before, you know, just looking at trailers that have come out or whatever, I wasn't aware that Lynch is like crazy, or, you know, and that's interesting.
We could have gone to the hotel first. 12 hours on a fucking plane, my neck is killing me.
Stop bitching. We still got a long night ahead of us.
Bitching? I'm not bitching. I just hate being ignored. Could you at least tell me why you think she can get the briefcase? Or you don't know?
Just do as I say and we'll get it. And keep it down.
Hey, you still answer to me, you arrogant fuck.
I would never, like, bash the storyline of the Hitman games, but this one seems much more story-focused. Like, when even in just that first level, we already learned so much about this character. Like, you know, he's writing his wife and kid from prison.
Dear Jenny, I've been trying to write you this letter for 14 years. Today is my last chance. This afternoon, I will pay for my mistakes with my life. It's only fair. It's time to go. As you know, if you've read the papers, my life as a mercenary and all the pain I've caused. Most of it is true.
So I really think that the story is going to be what really drives this game.
What I can't tell right now is whether or not there's going to be any sort of like standout features to the game. Like, the narrative seems cool, but I can't, you know, who knows how good the story will be, right? The action seems like it's kind of taking from the same pot that, you know, Army of Two and Gears of War were. You know, it has the same cover system. You can blind fire from cover, you can dog crouch, pick up guns. It's the same sort of thing as most of the third-person shooters that are coming out now. But I wonder, you know, in this crowded holiday season, what will set it apart.
Everything's cool, Lynch. We're done down here.
You can tell that it's not a game being made by a humongous team with a ton of, you know, money behind them, but that's not necessary for every game. And if the story holds up, it's solid enough that, you know, if you're into shooters, if you're into action games, and if you're into the movie Heat, you'll probably want to play it.
If you're into Michael Mann films in general.
If you like Michael Mann.
Are you ready to rock? Oh, I'm sorry, Minnie. I hit you in the head. I hit you. I'm sorry. I was rocking too hard with the cool keys. I was rocking too hard. You want to leave me now? I don't blame you. I can't sing.